Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going? What's good?
I don't have my keys. What's up? I called.
Have you been drinking?
Yeah, obviously.
How much have you had?
Enough.
How much?
I don't know. I mean, I'm drunk.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll come back and answer your questions, okay, tomorrow when you're sober. All right?
No, I don't need to be sober. I have no problem with being drunk and fabricating my. I mean, my.
What's your question?
Okay, my question or questions. The problems I have is I called 911 to say you were corrupt, that the police department is corrupt, and that they're doing adverse things. Okay, you gave me these. From what I see, is that when I call 911 or dispatch or the thing, you know, you gave me tickets for the 911.
I didn't give you tickets.
No, you didn't. Right. So, I mean,
What's your question?
I don't have a question. I'm asking you what's going on? I mean, if you're asking me if I'm drunk...
You have a court date there, right?
Yeah, I have that court date and everything's fine with that.
When you show up to court, you'll find out what's going on.
No, but I'm not. When I called 911 saying you guys were not, legitimate. You're not doing your job or anything like that. If I have any problem with, the fact that you're not wearing proper attire, that's something else. But, what's going on is what I'm asking.
I don't know what your question is. What's going on with what?
Well, you've been dispatched to me. You should already know why you're here.
That you have a question.
That's what they said. They just said, "Hey, he has a question."
You have a question.
See, I have a problem. I was given tickets for calling 911. Okay, there's 911, and then there's this 233
line.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do? If I call non-emergency, and I assumed that was more local. And then when I called 911, I thought that was more official. And then...
911 is for emergencies. Things that need to be dealt with immediately.
Right, and you don't think that this needs to be dealt with immediately. You did, or 911 didn't think that.
Look, 911 system is for emergencies. Okay?
Right.
You have a question?
I'm not asking you for a question.
Emergency. You can contact us tomorrow.
I can contact you any time I want. Right.
So it's not an emergency.
911.
No. That is a system that's designed for emergencies.
Immediate emergencies.
Right.
Right. I mean, if I have a psych problem, if I have any kind of medical problems or anything like that.
Any kind of emergency.
Right. My emergency was the fact that the police system is inadequate. I've even brought out that I have here a Tony Antonio in which you arrested him. You did. You came here with Antonio Padro.
2246.
When I was here, and I have Tonio and Padro's complaint warrant where there was sexual penetration involved. Okay, and I have Judge Palmer signed it, and then he was released from bail. You weren't the arresting officer or anything like that. I believe it's Fraun or something like that was, and there's no oath sworn to it. But when I talked to Tony and I got all his paperwork.
Look, I don't know anything about that case, okay? It's not my case. I don't know anything about it, okay? If you have any other questions, okay, I'll be happy to answer them. If not, I gotta go.
Okay. Well, that's your business. I'm just telling you that there's a wrong being wrong. Then I called 911 about it, and I charged your dispatch and everything else. That guy's dead. that person over there is the one that gave him the drugs, and you don't, you know.
Why don't you come into
I know you can't prove it, and
Why
I
don't you
also.
come into headquarters tomorrow, okay?
Well, I have a.
Well, you're not drinking, okay?
Right. I have a false report on a police officer for that person, and that's pending. You know what I mean? That's what's pending on that. So,
Okay.
all I'm saying is, you know, you guys are not really adequate at your jobs as far as.
Come into headquarters tomorrow, okay? When you're not drinking, all right? Come in.
It's not a matter of my alcohol. Is what I want to make sure that is the problem here. That I'm drinking, fine. If it takes me to be drunk, then, you know, good to the Pope. But I'm trying to say that you guys with alternatives and how you're working with them
All right.
is too much.
All right. Well, like I
Okay.
said, come into headquarters tomorrow.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Have a good night.
See you later.